Well, hello everyone. My name is Jen and welcome to the Book Refuge and welcome to my Wanderlust 2022 travel vlog, weekend vlog, whatever this is going to be. So what I want to do in this clip, which I'm going to try not to have it be too long because I do want to film as much as I can over the weekend and have lots of footage for you guys. I did end up getting a new phone last week because space was limited and I didn't want to feel constrained, and so I was like, you know what, if I'm gonna get it, let's get it before the trip so I can film all that I want and it'll be great. But what I'm gonna do in this clip is I'll show you the books I'm bringing with to be signed and a few other fun things that I have right here actually, and then the authors that I pre-ordered from, and just kind of what the plan is, so that if I end up having to like just film a clip at like random times, you can kind of see where it like fits into the weekend, if that makes sense. So right now it is Thursday afternoon. I just tried to buy Book Bonanza tickets for me and a friend. Did not get it, which I know a lot of people didn't because there's a huge amount of people who want to go and not a lot of tickets, but I did get on the wait list. So hopefully in like December, January, when people are wanting Christmas money or feel like they can't afford it, we'll be able to get them. But you basically will just get charged whenever the tickets appear, so surprise whenever that's gonna happen. But let's go over the books I'm bringing. I do have my bag right here. I've actually already had some of these packed, but I took them out. So the books that I'm bringing with, I'm actually only bringing books for 4 authors with, because I don't know a ton of authors that are going to this. So Serena Ackroyd was supposed to be there. She dropped out. I know a total of maybe like 8 authors who are going to be there at this. Like there aren't a ton, but there are a lot that I'm excited to meet, you know, and I gave myself a budget. I'm sure that I will spend over, but I gave myself a budget for, you know, how much I could spend on books there, because one thing I want to do is walk around and meet new authors, let them convince me to buy their books based on what they have, like find lots of things. I have lots of room in my suitcase for more, and again, I did pre-order some. I have my little list right here, and they did give us a map and everything, which I made a document for my buddies that I'm staying with, because I am, you will in this vlog see, I'm staying with Carrie from, I think she just goes by Carrie, or Booked for Romance. She doesn't put on her YouTube much anymore, or at all. So, but yeah, Booked for Romance on Instagram. Caitlin from The Love Librarian, and Tiffany from Tiff Talks Pages or Neverland Pixie, whichever you know her for. So we are going to all be flying in within like a 2-hour period, and then we have a vacation rental we're staying at. We didn't end up getting tickets at the hotel. We got a place that's a few miles away, so we are gonna have to get an Uber that's able to carry us and all of our books, which Tiff and I were laughing. I was like, we're gonna need Uber XLs, that's for sure, because we'll have a lot to haul around. But they're who I'm staying with, so I'm most excited to see them, and of course some of the authors. So the books that I'm bringing, I have 2 books of Sophie's that I'm bringing, and yes, I will have all of these in book sleeves. I got this idea from Jess at Peace Love Books. She actually made a video about her tips, and I have some book sleeves that she's made as well as some others. But I actually have most of my books signed by Sophie. Quite a lot of them are. So I'm bringing only a couple that I don't have signed, because a lot of people are bringing like their whole collections for her to sign, because there's no limit at this book event because it's small. This event is actually only ranges between $30 to $90 depending on the ticket you got and like how much swag you got, but it's one basic ticket, and then like I got the highest swag pack because I was like, oh, I want to get all the swag from this. This is my first book signing I'm going to. Anyway, I don't have the Sinner's Duet signed, so I have the Sinner's Duet for Sophie. And also I'm excited to see her and Mr. Lark, so that goes in the suitcase right there. Then let's see who else I have. I think these are all for this author. Let me check. Oh, yes. Then I have 6 books that I'm bringing for Sarah Kate to sign. So here's my Mercy and Give Me More. Here is my Praise and Eyes on Me. So there's the Salacious Sinners Club books, which those covers are going to be disappearing eventually. And then I have Burn for Me, which was one of my like first books I ever read by her. And I also did pre-order the alternate cover, so I'll be picking that one up. And then I found this beautiful copy this is the cover to cover book. I found this on Mercari. So this does have a digital signature, but I thought it would be fun to get it like personalized and like really signed from her. So I'm bringing that. So these are the 6 that I'm bringing from her. Then I have 2 books by Celia Aaron. So this is an author that I've heard of, but I've never read. Like I have The Bad Guy and another book on my Kindle, but I've never gotten around to them. And I found these on Mercari. They're part of this like cult series that's called The Cloister. So there's 3 books in it. I found the first 2 for only $25, so I bought them. They're unsigned. It's The Maiden and The Prophet. I don't know anything about these, but I thought they looked amazing. And yeah, I thought I would give these a try. So I know nothing about those, but I looked on Mercari for some of these authors and for books that were unsigned, because on Mercari, a lot of the books are signed. That's why they're for sale there. But I don't have those ones. So let me do that. Oops, those upside down. And then I have 2 more, and that is, I have the Torn Apart and Bound Together duet by Nikki Ash and Kay Webster. And I did also order a omnibus that has both of this, like this duet together, but I really love the original covers. I actually wrote the number on the side because I kept like messing them up. But I'm going to get these ones signed as well. So those are all the books that I am bringing with me. So not a ton. I'm pretty proud of myself. I could bring some more of Sophie's with, because let's see, I have like, I don't have Brutal Prince, Savage Lover, Bloody Heart, or the Heavy Crown signed, or The Heir and The Rebel. But all of my other books by her are signed. And I figure like I'll save some of them. I'll get to see her at book conventions again, and I want to have other books to bring because I want a reason to go talk with her. So I'm going to bring those. Then I do have 3 extra book sleeves that I'm packing, as well as a baby one that will have my Kindle that I'm bringing with, but these will be for some of the books that I'm purchasing. So I have these in there. Then the authors that I pre-ordered from, I have a little list here. Like I said, Nikki Ash, I have some, and then Sarah Kate, I have some. Then I also pre-ordered from A.L. Jackson. I've only read one of her books before, and like it was just okay, but it was only the first book, and she has some books that have gorgeous covers, so I went ahead and pre-ordered some from her. And then I also pre-ordered from Gwen McNamee, who she has a series that has like pirates, and then there were some other ones too. So these were all authors that I pre-ordered from because they had better deals to get the books there, but then I'm definitely planning to get more. So I'm going with 12 books, picking up 10 books, and then we'll see how many I get. So I'll slide this away. Then one of the things that I'm bringing with that I thought would be a cute idea, like you do get a Book Bonanza t-shirt when you're there, but I wanted one that was a bit more like personal. So I actually ordered one of my own merch items. So I ordered a Book Refuge shirt, and I got it in an extra large, which I don't really wear extra large anymore, but that's how it is. And I'm going to actually write Wanderlust 2022 on the back. And then I picked up some colored Sharpies. And now I'm not only gonna have authors sign this, I'm planning to have like every friend that I meet there sign this. And I'm not gonna be wearing it while it's signed because I don't wanna deal with the marker bleeding through. And I don't want, because I picked a white shirt, I have this piece of cardboard that's about like this big that I'm gonna bring so that wherever when someone wants to sign it, they can put that underneath it. So then I will have a shirt that has everyone's name on it, which I thought would be a cute thing for authors to sign. And then I'll have like a cozy shirt to wear, which maybe I'll have to turn into like a cute shirt club, or maybe I'll just wear to bed because it's white and I won't want it to get gross. So it might just be a super cute thing, but I thought that would be fun. So I did it, and it will also have my name on it, which is cute. So also packing that. And the markers. I found these cool cosmic colored ones, so there'll be fun colors on it. Then yeah, so that's what I'm packing for that. I have some other things here I was gonna show off, but I don't need to. One thing I will show off. I was so happy Target had these back in stock. So these click art, I have a 12 count one, and I wasn't even able to find this on Amazon. Like, they only had this one. I have went through so many of these so far because these retractable marker pens are amazing. I use them for all my annotated books that I do because they do a really clean line. They don't bleed through, but they're still very bold with a pop of color. Whereas when I use like a pen, when I use a pen on a book, oh, I didn't grab the right one. I don't know where it is. When I use a pen on a book, sometimes you might rip the book because you were pressing too hard. And these are amazing. Like, I love these, but they say like they don't dry out because whatever. Well, they do run out of ink when you use them constantly. Like, that does happen. So I've had to replace them a few times, and I finally found this pack that had 24 of them. So it replaces some of my main colors that I've been drying out, and it also has 12 more. I love all the shades of pink and all the shades of blue green, so that's amazing. This doesn't have to do with Book Bonanza, I just wanted to share. So yeah, I'm already talking way too long. So I was going to talk about the schedule. So basically, I have to head out at like 4:15, 4:30 tomorrow. My flight leaves at 5:40 from Fargo. Then I go to Chicago. Then I go Chicago to San Antonio. Caitlin will already be there when I get there. Then Tiffany and Carrie will arrive. Then when we're all there, I think the last person, if there's no delays, gets there at 2:15, and it's perfect because we can't check into our rental until 3. So it'll be perfect, you know, because by the time we pick up everybody's bags, we've said hello, we've taken some pictures, the Ubers come to get us, we can go to our rental. Our rental is only like 2 miles away. It might even be less than that, but like you have to take an Uber where we're going because there's a lot. So there's that. But then we'll go drop everything off. Then you can pre-register at 5 p.m. So we'll go and do that. And then at 6 p.m. we set up a hangout at this like bar and lounge and coffee shop where I've told viewers and watchers on Instagram, people who are going to be there, that we're going to go there for dinner. And then the next day we'll go have breakfast and we can go over and get in line. And this signing is only from noon to 5, so it's not super long. Then we can go have dinner, whether, you know, we'll probably want to go back and bring back all the books we bought, all our signed stuff, get changed. And then there's an after party that starts at 8 o'clock. That is a pajama party, so we'll go to that. And then, yeah, whenever we head back, I have to go to the airport at 6 a.m. on Sunday because there's really no other option. If you have to get back to Fargo, like, you have to leave super early. But I'll be back by like 1 o'clock on Sunday. So this is going to be a very quick trip. It's all going to happen in a whirlwind, but I'm so excited. So anyway, this clip still ended up being way longer than I wanted, but that's the setup of everything. That's the plan. I need to pack my clothes and everything. Oh, the final piece I was going to say about this. So I put all these books in my carry-on. So my carry-on is going to be pretty heavy, but Usually at most airlines, you are going to get asked if you want to check your bag for free, because airlines have been very like fully booked lately, and there's no weight limit for your carry-on item, but there is for your big suitcase. So my big suitcase has my book cart in it, which I'll show you when we're there and I like open it and everything. I have a wheeling utility cart that I bought to carry the books around at the event, which is great. And then yeah, so I'm gonna pack like some of my clothes in here, but most of it will go in my other bag, and then that bag actually won't have that much in it because I'm not bringing that many clothes since we're only gonna be there for 48 hours, right? But yeah, I think that's enough rambling. I'm excited to see what happens, but basically that's why I put the books in this, is because this is the one that I will get to go through security with, and then hopefully check at the gate and not have to lift up into the overhead bin. And then yeah, we'll be on our way. So the next time you see me, maybe I'll get some airport footage, but hopefully we'll be seeing my friends really soon. I can't wait. It's gonna be amazing. Okay, so we're here now. It's warm. I had to turn on the air. They're trying to be sneaky. No, I just turned it now. I was looking at myself. We are going to get ready to go to the hotel to do registration. So we'll get our welcome packets. I ordered a swag pack thing. So yeah, we've just been sitting and hanging out, and then I was like, I should film a clip of this. So look at these big windows. Tiffany and I are gonna share this bed. Oh my gosh, is that a skirt?
Oh, no, that's my jacket.
Oh, it's your jacket. I was like, damn, that's beautiful. Here's my beautiful Tiffany. And here we have a single. Here's Carrie. Hello. And here's Caitlin. They're in the two little children's rooms.
We're the children.
Tiffany and I are the grown-ups here sometimes. And then our little bathroom. So it's nothing super fancy, but you know, there's only 4 of us, and that's what we needed. So
it's all about the company.
Definitely that, like, the house is not the most expensive thing, so that's great. But the beds look comfortable. It's gonna. So anyway, we're gonna get ready, and then we're gonna go, and then we're going to go to the dinner meetup. So we'll see how many people come. I'm kind of nervous because I feel like there'll either be like 5 of us or there'll be like 20, and I have no idea. So, and I don't think I needed to make reservations for this, but I could have been wrong, and we'll find out. So we'll see. Oops, sorry. It's not that busy. Oh.
What's funny is look at the group. I
I don't care. The light looks really cool.
And when I responded to her about it, like, oh, you want to have this here? She's like, oh my God.
Are you good? Okay. What's there a ton of in romance books? Alpha Hole.
That was good. Yes.
Band of Brothers.
Maybe.
A Princess. Ooh.
Let's pick a winner.
That was an interesting choice for people to put in here. You can't do that every time. That's cheating. Because now maybe I'll pick a different one just because I really love princess books. There's lots of retellings and everything.
Beauty and the Beast.
I think it's probably Alpha Holes.
I like that one.
Who picked this one? Yeah.
I like that one too.
All right, we're at the hotel having breakfast. We didn't stay at the hotel, but they were nice enough to let us eat. I made a breakfast burrito, some apple juice, English muffin. Way more food than I should be having, but it's gonna be a long day of books. So we have all books packed in here. That's Caitlin's stuff. And Carrie went to go get their food. So yeah, we have a few hours. We're gonna play some games, maybe.
Oh yeah.
So it'll be a good time. It'll be a good time. I don't know how much I'll actually film in there. I'll try to take stuff, but I might just do a montage of pictures. I'm not sure. Because you guys know how I am. I like to experience the moment and not like be filming it all the time, but I'll try to get a good feel of what it like looks like for everybody too. So here we go. We already had a lark sighting this morning, and Mr. Lark, business daddy, was coming by while we were having breakfast, and so we got to have a little sneak peek hello to Sophie this morning. So that was beautiful. That was great. It's still about 2 hours until the signing, but we just came upstairs to chill out because it's beautiful. So, and I'll like show you the banner before there's people here.
So it is 11 p.m. I need to get up at 3:45 a.m. So I'm going to try to go to sleep right now. I know that that was just a lot of like B-roll footage in there, and not a lot of explaining. You know, as you can imagine, it was a pretty whirlwind of a day. And if you've ever went to a book signing, you'll know. When I get home tomorrow, I'll do a post-mortem on everything and show you the books that I got. Well, most of them. My friend Melissa, hey Melissa, you're the real MVP. She's taking like 6 of my books and is going to ship them to me. So once I get those two, I'll do a full haul, because I'll do my Wanderlust book haul as well as other books that I have saved up to haul to, because I have those. Actually, one of Sophie's books is like waiting for me at home, which is kind of funny, because I ordered from a like book box or something, one of hers. But if you saw in some of the footage, Sophie and Mr. Lark took me and a bunch of friends out to dinner at Landry's Seafood, which was down on the Riverwalk. It was gorgeous. It was so loud in there though. There was like music and there was just lots of people. And so like my voice, I was already losing it from talking so much last night with my friends who were laughing and being loud and shit. And then today, having to like speak over people. So like my throat is like dead. And so then being in this super loud restaurant where I'm trying to chat with Ashley and Business Daddy and Sophie and Caitlin, like my voice is just shot. So we'll see how good it is to like film an update tomorrow. Because like when I get back to work on Monday, and by that I mean the good old work that I do, I'm gonna need to film some videos and my throat is like dying. So we'll see. But anyway, the reason why I have to leave so early now, okay, so originally my flight was leaving at 8 a.m. and Caitlin and I were on the same flight from San Antonio to Dallas. We're on the same flight, and then we would take our different flights to where we were gonna go. So we were gonna ride together, get there. Then, literally as we're leaving the restaurant, we both get notified that our flight has been delayed. So we need to choose a new flight time. And I thought I found one that would leave at, like, it would leave at 10 a.m. And then my connecting flight would be at 5 p.m. But no, the flight out of San Antonio was leaving at 5 p.m. My flight out of Dallas wasn't leaving until 7:50, and I wouldn't get back in Fargo till 11, and I just don't want to be traveling that long, like tomorrow. Like I have no desire for that at all. So then I looked around and there was some leaving at 7, but those have 2 stops that I would have had to do. I don't want to do that. So the only other option that was a 1 stop is leaving at 6:25. What did I say? It leaves at 6:25. So I'm getting picked up at 4:15 to hopefully be at the airport by 4:30 to get to the airport. And then my connecting flight is, because my flight is from 6:45 to 9:15. And my connecting flight is, I get in at 9:15 and I have to leave by 9:53, and it's the complete other side of the American terminal. So it's gonna be an interesting trip back, but I think I'll be okay, because even though my plane from Dallas to Fargo is going to be like boarding as I'm getting off the plane, I believe in us. Like I'm gonna check both bags, so I'll only have my backpack and we'll make a run for it. So anyway, those of you who watched, the people I met, Pixie Sunshine, we met. Cheryl, I got to see. Ashley Mack, who's a friend I've met from TikTok, who's also an author now, who like actually started reading her book 2 days ago, because it's on my TBR this month. And then she ended up being here. And then seeing Rachel and Melissa and Ava, Caitlin. Well, of course I was with Caitlin. Just all the people that we got to see was amazing. I'm sorry if I ever seemed like reserved to anybody. I was pretty overwhelmed. I hope that you felt loved and that I was happy to see you, because I promise you I was happy, so happy to see you all and to just be among fellow lovers of books. And your enthusiasm was so great. I do get overwhelmed with, even being an extrovert, I do get overwhelmed with like so much stimulation like that. So if I like, because I just reflect on how it was. I was like, if I ever seemed short with anyone or not like my normal perky self, I promise it's only because like of overstimulation, not because I wasn't so thrilled to see you. So I hope that's clear. But anyway, I really need to wind down and get to sleep, because I was hoping I'd get to sleep more than I did the other day, but that's okay. It's okay. I should be home by noon tomorrow. I should be home and get to unpack my books and take a nap, and it'll be good. So I'll check back in with you, and we'll have a post-mortem of everything, and I'll talk more in detail about all the great stuff. Okay. Good night.
Okay, that was a lot. My voice is still mostly gone like I knew it would be, but that is okay. You know, it was a great couple of days. Even though I'm exhausted, was up at 3:45, made it to the airport, made my connecting flights. It's now 1 o'clock, and I want to get this vlog wrapped up. There's so much fun stuff. I can't wait to go through the footage and get something put together for you guys. As I've said, like, my voice is going, so I won't do too long of a wrap up here. I'll maybe do like, I don't know what I'll do. Maybe I'll do a live show soon and you can ask me questions and we'll go more through the details. But let me just tell you some of the, like, I know last night I said some of the things that had changed from when I did my beginning clip, because obviously, you know, I laid out a schedule of what we thought would happen, and things changed. Things get even better, you know? Oh, shit. But yeah, I was able to go to dinner with the Larks last night. I met up with Ashley Mack, who is a friend from TikTok. Like, I followed her on TikTok. She was another Sophie Lark lover. She's actually become an author herself recently. I just finished her book on the plane today. I'd started it before I got to see her, and then I finished it. And she told me she'll send me an arc of book 2 when they're ready, and I'm very excited. We'll talk more about that in my next weekly wrap-up. We'll talk about her book. But we're both kind of influencers that Sophie has connected with over the past couple of years. And so she invited us and some of my friends out to eat with them, and it was wonderful. Although, like I said, it was very loud in there, and it wasn't helpful for my voice that was already going. I basically had to scream across the table at Sophie, who's just like across the table from me. But who cares? It was a wonderful way to spend the night, and what is, you know, a lost voice for a couple of days when you get to spend time with some of your favorite people. So yeah, so we did that. Then I also changed, my flights got changed. That stuff was annoying. How was the signing? Let's talk about that part of it. I thought the signing was amazing. I liked that it was smaller. As I said at the beginning of this, I only knew of or had read of or had even heard of like 5 authors going into this signing. Once we were there, and I was walking through some, I realized that I did know more than that. I think I probably knew more like 10 out of the 60 because I was so focused in on certain people. Like, I knew who Callie Hart was. I knew who Jill Ramsauer was. I knew, like, there were more people that I knew than I thought. Like, J.R. Gray, I'd heard of them before, and some others. But then it was also like, I did just walk around and let some authors sell me their books. You know, I ended up spending about $400 on books. And I'm going to show you part of my haul. I'll go through them real quick so you can see them, because I'm about to do a book haul anyway, but I'm waiting for my books that I shipped with Melissa. Melissa, you're amazing. I think there's like 6 or 7 that, just to be safe, I took out of my suitcase because I didn't want to be over, because there's $100 charge for your checked bag if it's more than 50 pounds, and ended up only being at 42, so I feel like I could have fit them, but I just didn't want to risk it because there was not another square inch of space in my carry-on for another book without like crushing stuff. And I do want to say that using the book sleeves was definitely a lifesaver. Like, it definitely was, because I can tell like some of my books were getting squished around, but besides like one of them, I don't see any dented corners or anything. And I honestly think the one with the dented corner was myself, because I didn't have enough book sleeves brought with to fit all my books, but I did have a few authors, when you purchase, they will like give you, you know, one of their like cheap tote bags, and I actually used those to wrap quite a few books in too. So I was able to have every book wrapped up. So I do highly recommend that you bring book sleeves with if you are flying or traveling to any of these, because, you know, you'll get these beautiful books and you don't want anything to happen to them. So, you know, we had the day of, like, we had lined up, and in the morning downstairs, we had went to the hotel at about like 9 a.m., me and my friends, because we were either gonna maybe like Uber Eats some food to us, because we didn't want to try walking around and getting sweaty and being whatever. Or then we got there and we're like, oh, I wonder if we could like buy a breakfast pass or something, you know, because they have this wonderful continental breakfast at the Embassy Suites where we stayed. And we went up to the desk and we're like, could we bypass? And they're like, oh no, you can just have it. Like, I can, like, she could tell we were there for the event. Like, we had our carts of books. And the lady was like, no, here's, because they had said we'd need a room key to like get our food, and we didn't end up needing that, but she had given us one anyway. And so we sat down to eat, and it just so happened that Ryan was walking by to bring coffee up to Sophie, and so because he's a darling, he stopped and gave us hugs. And of course my friends who haven't met him yet were very much like, oh my god, which, I mean, I'm always like, oh my god as well, because Ryan's amazing. And he let us sneak up and say hi to her before the rush of the day, so that was nice. Got to give her a hug. They were trying to get everything organized. And then we just hung out and we met someone. Her name is Pixie, and on Instagram she goes by Pixie Sunshine. She had this amazing bookish tattoo, and she was just sitting in a chair. She actually drove there. She drove like 4 hours just to have Callie Hart sign some of her books, and I loved that because, I don't know, I just love that dedication. I mean, I would have driven if I was close enough to drive, but I also think I would have ended up taking a lot more books home. I think having the constraint of my luggage was a good thing, because, I'm sorry I'm talking all over the place. Like, I can try to organize this better another time for a Q&A or something, but for me, the fact that this signing is only $30 is a big plus. Even not knowing that many authors, because there are so many great things to do. A lot of the authors have their books for cheaper than you could ever get them. I mean, obviously if you use Kindle Unlimited, you can rent them for free, but a lot of authors have huge deals on their books, whether you pre-order, and authors will do deals for, like, I'll show you some that I did that with, that they gave a pre-order deal. Like, if you order this collection, you're basically getting it for like $20 off some of the authors, you know, because they want to get that series out there, right? And anyway, I'm trying to still stay in chronological order, but anyway, so we met Pixie and we chatted with her. She was so sweet. And then slowly people start trickling. So Melissa got there, and then Rachel C got there, and then at about like 11:15 we started lining up. In all honesty, like there wasn't a huge gush for the door, but like, and the line wasn't even like super long for this because like, I don't know, it's like tough to explain it. Like it was pretty well done and pretty well spread out. And there ended up, like, we could only go in through one door, but eventually there was like 2 doors that were open, so you'd be coming in and out different doors, so there was lots of room for that. So yeah, we lined up, and Avery and Kate got there, and we took some pictures in line. I'm sure you saw some of those in my photo dump, which would have been before this clip. And then we went in, and so I initially, because you know, I do like to be very organized, but some of my friends wanted, like, what are we gonna do? And I kind of had just wanted to be able to wander around. Like, as I shared before, I had 4 pre-orders, but I wasn't planning on going to my favorite authors like right away. You know, I was gonna wait to go to Sarah Kate and wait to go to Sophie, because I knew that people would probably want to hit them up right away. And I was like, I don't have to rush to see them. I know that I'm gonna have time to get to them. And so I just wasn't like, I wasn't too worried about it or anything. I was like, I'll get to him. But I went to Nikki Ash's table right away, because we were told that, because we'd actually talked to her the night before. Sorry, I forgot. She was there when we registered, and Caitlin really loves her, so we were gushing, and she had only brought a few extra things. So that's one of the tips I will stress to you, and I've seen other people do it. Like, if you know there's an author you like, and especially a popular author, pre-order their books, okay? Because then you don't have to rush to get to their table. And some authors who really want to make sure they don't overspend on one of these, right? Because not every author can just order a ton of copies of their books that aren't gonna sell out, right? You know, some authors, they operate their own store on their website, so they always have tons of copies of books. But a lot of authors, you know, I know this is true of Juliet, she doesn't run her own store, you know, like she can't. She has a full-time job. She has other things going on. So she only does like pre-order signed books at certain times of the year. And when she's going to go to a signing, she will put out a pre-order form for you so she knows how many copies to bring. And so you have fans who knew they're going to go to that author who don't bring copies of their books with, because they're like, oh no, they'll have it. Like, don't assume that. Because like Nikki, she was telling us, so this brings me back around. Nikki was telling us that she already had readers messaging her and asking like, how many copies of such and such book do you have? And she was like, I only have 3 extra of this book, because I could only pack so much, and I packed the books people pre-ordered, right? And I did pre-order 2 books from her and Kay Webster, so we'll get back to those. I promise I'll get to the haul in a second, but I know that like the haul, this will show up in other places, but me sharing my experience while it's fresh is really important. So, but anyway, my point is, we went to Nikki Ash kind of like together. You know, all of our friends, she was right down the first row, so we went to her. And I was like the second person who got their book signed too, and so I got a picture with her. And then, like, you know, my friends are coming behind me, and A.L. Jackson was literally just like right next to her, and I had pre-ordered books from her, so I was like, sweet. So I got hers, and she was she's adorable, beautiful woman, tiny, cute, whatever. And I had ordered some books from her that are absolutely beautiful, and so we chatted for a couple minutes, and then it just so happened that like the line for Sarah Kate, so like, oh shoot, I don't have the map with me, but the way this one was set up, like A.L. Jackson was here, there was someone next to her, and then Sarah Kate was here going this way, and so her line was going this way. And so literally, like, it was only like 6 people long, and so it was right, the end of the line was right by A.L. Jackson. Well, then I just turned around and got in line for Sarah Kate, and her assistant was walking down the line and asking, what's your name, did you pre-order books, so that she could go up to the front and like move you into the stack for Sarah, because everyone's pre-orders were in a huge bin and everything. So yeah, so then I went up to Sarah, and Sarah was actually the person I brought the most books with to be signed, and I bought 2 books from her. And I was glad I got to her pretty early. She was having a lot of fun. I actually have her 2 little things. The 2 little things I grabbed from her table is I grabbed a sticker that said, I like my book boyfriends a little older. I got a VIP member of the Salacious Players Club card. That's cute. And then I got a good girl button. I was very happy about that. So, I went to her, and then I was kind of like, so I'd already hit 2 of my pre-orders already. And then, like, I know some of my friends wanted to stay together, so I felt kind of bad, but I just ended up kind of wandering down the line. I wanted to see what was good. And so I stopped at a table for Kate Hawthorne, who I started talking to the person at the table, and I thought that it was Kate. And then I realized it was her assistant, which was cute. But I was like, tell me what you write. Like, I don't know. I believe now, like now after like looking at the authors that like I've seen her books around, but I didn't know what Kate Hawthorne wrote. And I guess she writes gay romance, some dark, kinky gay romance. And so her assistant, whose name is Amy, I was like, sell me on some of the books. Like, tell me what she writes. And so she told me about a like Rockstar trilogy. She told me about a professor-student gay romance. And then she told me about this trilogy, which I really wish I had those books to show you right now, but they're actually in the pile that I gave to Melissa. But after I ended up spending like $90 at this table, but she did give me a deal on some of them. See, like, that's the other thing too. The authors like own all these books, and sometimes later in the day, like, they'll be giving deals on their books because they don't want to bring the books back home with them if they had to ship them here. They don't want to be paying to send books back home that aren't bought, right? So there was this series that had these certain characters in it, and she was selling me on the 3rd book because it's like a villain. The villain in the 1st book gets his book at the end. And I just like, I took a picture of the series because I was buying an omnibus of one of the other series, you know, and that was like $45 for this omnibus of 4 books, which is a good deal. And then I was like, well, I'll read these in KU. And I took a picture, and she's like, I'll give you the trilogy for $30. Because they were 15 a piece, so it was going to be that one was going to be 45 as well for the 3. And she was like, I'll give it to you for 30. And I was like, okay. So I ended up spending a lot of money at that one. But she showed me, like, they had these bookmarks made, ready? So this is the one side, and then this is the other side. How cool is that? And then when I was leaving, she gave me a button that said Amy made me do it because she sold it to me. And then there was these 2 stickers. There was consent is my love language. We love this. And then this is a sticker that's literally made for the villain character. And it says flawed but perfect. And it's a little prickly cactus. So that was for Kate Hawthorne's table. Then I wandered over to Celia Aaron, who I didn't have a pre-order for, but I wanted to buy the last book in that trilogy, right? I know I showed that at the beginning of this video, and those books are also with Melissa. I know now she has 7 of the books because I know which books are missing. There's a trilogy, and a big hardback is what I'm missing. And luckily, Celia Aaron, who is also Lily Archer, right? I have a Celia Aaron button, and then the little like Lily Archer sticker. And I needed a copy of the last book, which was The Church. Yeah, because I had The Maid and the Prophet in The Church, so I got that. And then I was just kind of wandered around. I ran into Ashley Mack, like I said, and then I got in line for Sophie. So here, I'll tell you about this. They did have 2 authors that they did wristbands for, and they did these wristbands in the moment. So the issue was, like, we were allowed to have our book carts, right? You know, I showed my book cart, I think, kind of, sort of, in a clip in this. I don't know whether or not. But we had to be very careful to keep all aisles open. So if you had your carts, you had to make sure they were staying out of the way. You can't be blocking the exits, or in future years, they might ban carts if you don't watch yourself, you know? So everyone was being like, so there would be people who come by and be like, get out, get out, get out. And everyone, you know, nobody got mad. No one got upset. No one was being mean. We just knew that, like, they would have people, you know, of the hotel randomly checking. If we weren't responsible for ourselves, we might not have this opportunity next year, right? So the way that this was, the way that there was kind of a mistake that hopefully they'll change next year is they had Sophie against like a wall and then Callie Hart against a wall. So like they were in a corner. I don't know what I'm doing. They had Callie Hart and they had Sophie, whatever. I don't know what I'm doing with my hands. And so Callie Hart's line was able to go like out the door, and the problem is that Sophie's line had nowhere to go, because if she went the other way, she's literally standing, like the people are standing in front of other authors' tables, and that's rude. And if she went the other way, she was merging into Callie Hart's line, then went out the door, and that was around a corner, so it was blocking people being able to get out. So what their assistants were doing is they did have wristbands that were numbered, and 2 people at a time could like go up, you know, if you were with friends, to get your stuff signed. So when I got over to Sophie, some of my friends already had like their wristbands, so they were going up 2 by 2, and their assistant gave me one, and I went up with well, she ended up letting me go up with Tiffany and Caitlin and them. So then like I went up, and I'd only brought the Sinner's Duet to be signed, as I said. So they signed that. I finally got the cute strawberry swag that I've been wanting. I got the strawberry socks, and Rye gave me one of the cute keychains and the strawberry earrings that everyone's been wearing. I want to wear them so badly. I will definitely have these on in a video very soon. Oh, my strawberry's missing some fuzz on it. Oh well, that's okay. It's still cute. I love it. And then that's when we were asked if we'd want to go out to dinner. And so after I got myself signed by her, I had a cute little card that I shared with her, got my pictures. I went out to the lobby, not quite the lobby, but like the hallway, and Ashley and I sat down to chat. Oh no, I also picked up my last pre-order, right? What else did I pre-order? Sarah Kate, A.L. Jackson, Nikki Ash, and Gwen McNamee. I also went to pick those up, and she had a swag bag, which we will get to in a second. That it's a pretty interesting swag, I'm just gonna say. I like it. And so I went out and just hung out with Ashley actually for like 2 hours. Okay, so everything I just explained, I did that in an hour. And those were just hitting like mostly people that I knew and stuff that I didn't. And I had already spent a lot of money. Like literally this stack I'm about to show you, I'd already bought most of these books already. So we went out and we were chatting it up, and we were talking about her writing, and we were finding a place to eat, because Ryan asked me and Ashley, and I was saying, well, I was gonna go to the pajama party with my friends, and he's like, well, you can bring your friends, bring everybody. Maybe he didn't know how many friends I have, because I'm popular at this stuff. But anyway, there ended up being a group of 12 of us that were going to go out to eat. So we had to find a place where we could make a reservation, and all that stuff. I've already talked about this. But anyway, so Ashley and I hung out, and literally like we sat and talked for like 2 hours, and like my friends were coming in and out with books, and as they started coming in and out, they were showing off books that they got and telling me which ones or whatever. And some of them I put in my Kindle Unlimited, and some of them I got inspired and wanted to go back. So then, but again, like I sat and chat, went to the bathroom, relaxed. My feet already had like hurt from walking around. And then like it was starting to like clear out, like it was around like 3:30. And I was like, I know that Callie Hart was sold out of a lot, but I was like, let me go see what Callie Hart has left. I believe I've only read like one of her books, and it was a long time ago. I'd read like a random one of hers. So I went up and I was like, tell me what all these are about. Because like, I mean, I know that I've heard some of hers, and she's going to be the one in Mystic Box. I'm pretty sure I actually bought one of the bind-ups that is going to have a Mystic Box cover, but I love her like omnibus covers like you're going to see. They were worth the money because they were pretty expensive. The big bind-up that I got was $60, and the smaller one that I got was $50, but when I show them to you, you'll understand that they obviously were also from like 48-hour books, because I could tell that all the books she was selling, like they were wrapped in cellophane, and so she would take it out and then sign it for you. So it was amazing. But anyway, I went to see Callie Hart, and then some of my friends were still walking around, and they were telling me about a book that, so some of them had Wander sign it, but I just really wanted the book because it's a deserted island one. There's a recluse on a deserted island, and literally I was sold. So I got a copy of that. That was by an author I'd never heard of before. Her name is Tina Saxon. Very interested in that one. And then the last place we stopped by, we walked by Jill Ramsauer's table, and I know that I've seen her around a ton. Like, I've seen her books a lot, but I didn't think that I'd read any of them. And then one of her books, Forever Lies or something, I was like, I think I've read this. So I pulled out my Goodreads, and she's like, are you checking your Goodreads? And I was like, yeah. I was like, I'm pretty sure I read this Mafia book, and I had. And then she had some swag, and one of them said that it was a Pride and Prejudice Mafia retelling. Not the one that I'd read, but she had a duet that was in this hardcover. And again, this is one that Melissa has, so I don't have this yet. But it was a hardcover duet, and it was $28. And so that was my last book that I bought. I bought that, and then I was like, I'm done. And I went back outside, and again, in total, I spent like $400 on books. But coming all the way around with that, that's also not including my pre-orders. Pre-orders, I spent about $200 as well. So I probably spent about $600 on books. So you know all those books I've been selling and making money for book cons? That's literally why. You know, I've gotten rid of about 300 books in the last 2 months, and I bought like 30 back. So there we go. I don't feel too bad about it. I've been being good. And the whole experience, like I said, it was just great. Like, there was no stress. There wasn't really any lines at all. And again, there was a lot of authors I didn't know, but there were also a lot of great authors that I feel like wouldn't have got the attention that they do if it had been a bigger signing. Like, the main ticketed authors for this one were Sarah Kate, Sophie Lark, and Callie Hart. And I mean, A.L. Jackson is a pretty big name as well, and Nikki Ash was there. Like, that's all a subjective term, but for the size of it, like, those were kind of those are the big names that you would like know. And then there was so many other people I didn't get to. Like, I didn't get to JJ McAvoy. I didn't get into all of those because I had already spent my money. And the thing is, when I walk up to a table and the author is pitching me their book, I want to open my wallet, and I refuse. Like, Nicole Farina was there. And a lot of the authors were there with their husbands and watching their, you know, it wasn't just Sophie and Ryan. Like, there was a lot of authors who were there with their husbands, and it was just really beautiful to see them supporting them. And a lot of times the husbands are like, we'll give you a deal on that. We're pitching that. We want you to buy that. And like, you will spend your money. And that's why for me, I know that a lot of other signings, there's a lot more that goes with it. You know, like, I'm pretty sure with some of the bigger ones I've been looking at, like Readers Take Denver and Book Bonanza, like, it's a 3-day event, and there's panels and there's food provided and there's all of that. And obviously, yeah, there's a lot of authors I want to see that are going to those. But you're not waiting in line for 2 hours to see someone. And I know that's not the case for everything. I just mean, like, I know that can happen. To go to a smaller one like this, I just felt like you weren't rushed through your interactions. You could take your time. You could take a stack of 9 books to see an author, and it wasn't a horrible thing. And I don't know, I just feel like the quality of my time was so great. And I mean, I've listened to my friends who made video. Like, I want to be clear. This is the first and only I've been at so far, right? I have nothing to compare to. I've heard my friends who went to the bigger ones that like, they've been able to have the time that they wanted to have, and they've been able to get to all the authors they wanted to get to, and that worked out great, you know? So I'm not saying that that doesn't happen at other ones. So just be clear, I'm only sharing with you what happened for me and how I literally had time to sit down for 2 hours and chat with a friend, and I still did everything I wanted to, and I didn't feel like I missed anything, you know? Like, I feel like at other signings you probably wouldn't sit down for 2 hours because you would need to be in line. Like, that's what I mean. And everyone was so kind. Like I said, like, people who knew me, people who I was meeting for the first time. I didn't have a single bad interaction with anything. I didn't have anyone pushing me in line. I didn't have anyone being bitchy. I didn't have anyone who, like, looked at me snooty. Like, everyone was so kind and sweet to me. And I just love that. And I do kind of wish I'd been a bit more social. And I know I said this in my clip last night at, like, 11 o'clock. I wish that I had been a bit more social with going back in and talking and just being like, sorry, I'm not buying, but I want to talk to everybody. Tell me about your books. I'll add them to my list. That's something I didn't do. We were given, where'd I put it? Oh, I put it somewhere else. One of the cool, like, fun little swag things that I got, was this fun little library card where you could, like, write down the books you want to read. And that's something I could have done. I could have went to talk to people and be like, I'm sorry, my book budget is full, but, like, tell me about your books, and, like, write down people's books, you know? or you can go and sign up for newsletters, and sometimes they had like little prizes if you'd sign up for their newsletter. And I could have done those things. But anyway, I'm going to cut this off now because I know that this vlog will be like about an hour and I'm already like shuddering to do it. But if you have more questions, put them down below. Like I said, I'll maybe do like a live and like answer some questions, or maybe I'll do another quick video. I don't feel like I have a ton of like advice or thoughts, but if you ask the questions, maybe the thoughts will come to me. I don't know, but I'll show you the books real fast and then we're gonna go, because I'm, like I said, I'm gonna do a haul and I'll talk about it more. So these are the books from Gwen McNamee. I got the 5 books in the Inland Seas series. I think I have these in the wrong order because I was filming pictures of them. So I ordered these 5 and she had like a deal if you pre-ordered these. And she's the one who sent this swag pack, you guys, and she put sex toys in this swag pack. There's literally a bullet vibe, and there are Kegel balls, like vibrating balls in here, which is very interesting to me. So that's was very kind of her to do. Here are my A.L. Jackson haul. So I did the Redemption Hills because I had to have these covers, y'all. I had to have them. Even though I didn't love that first book, I'm gonna try again. And then she sold this one to me as an age gap, so I bought this one while I was there because I thought that was pretty. Here are my 2 Sarah Kates that I got the day of. So this is one I'd read before and really liked, and I really wanted the alternate cover of Burn For Me because that's not always available. This is the one that my friends told me was a deserted island one. A lot of my friends also got Wander to sign this one, but like I said, I just grabbed this one. These are Kate Hawthorne. This is the omnibus of the Duality series. This is a single, like, I don't know if it's a standalone or if it's just the first in a series, but this is the one that it is a professor and student one. These are the 2 books that I pre-ordered from Kay Webster and Nikki Ash. This I have read before, and I actually did bring with my copies to be signed, but I wanted this bind up because I do really love this alternate cover of this one. I don't know, I just do. And then the Truth and Lies duet as well because I love this cover. And then the most beautiful ones and the ones that cost the most are these 2 bind ups from Callie Hart. But when I show you these, like, hello, I mean, this is gorgeous. And then I got the bind up of the Blood and Roses series, which I believe this one's supposed to be in Mystic Box, but honestly, I like this cover better. So, okay, now I'm really done. Again, put your questions down below if you have them. Let me know if I need to talk more in depth about something, because honestly, I'm sleep deprived and I'm probably forgetting a whole lot of shit, y'all. I know I am. But I love you so much. Thank you for watching this. If you made this all the way to the end, make sure you leave me some hearts or kisses or whatever so that I can feel the love. And I will see you next time.